Okay, now we're going to start modifying some of the properties, adding some special effects and colors to our form here. If you're following with me in the book, we're on page Access 330. We have this open in layout or open in form view. We're going to go ahead and right click there and change it back to design view. Okay, and what we want to do now is we're going to go ahead and click on the labels. So that would be here. And we're going to select all of the labels for our form, and we're going to change the properties for them. So what I'm doing is I'm going to click on Recruiter, I'm going to hold Shift, and then click on each of the other labels. Okay. And recruiter number I missed. Okay. Now we have all of our labels selected. What we want to do is go over here to the property sheet, click on property sheet, and I'm going to double click it and it moves it back over here, locks it in place on the right side. And then what we want to do, well, before we do that, we can go ahead right here and select the font color. We're going to pick this blue color here, this dark blue. So that changes the font color for all of our selected labels to that dark blue. Next thing we're going to do is on this property sheet, we're going to go to the border style. You can see that right here. We're going to change that to solid. We're going to add a border in. Okay. Next thing we're going to do below that is we're going to change the border width to 3. So we're going to add a little depth or a little width, I guess, to the border. The next thing we want to do is in the special effect property, we're going to change that to etched. What that's going to do is it's going to make it look like the border has been carved in to our form. Okay? So that's how we modify the labels here on our form. So go ahead and click off of there and you can see how that put that in there. It's got the color, it's got the border, it's etched in there. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we're going to change the controls, the actual places where the data is shown. So what we want to do is click on recruiter number, and then we're going to click on the rest of the controls except for the subform, and we're going to change those properties some. Oops. Everything except the subform now has been selected. And what we want to do is go to the property sheet, and for the special effects, we're going to change that to sunken, and that's going to make it look like these controls are kind of deep, a little deeper into the form. Okay, and that's all we need to do for those. So I'm going to click out here, and you can see that sunken look to it, right? It looks like it's a little bit deeper into the form. Okay, and that's how we add how we change the properties for those controls. I'm going to close the property sheet now. I might be using it later. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to enhance our form title. So what we want to do now is we're going to go ahead, click here, and you can see we can hover right here on the border, and we're going to click and slide this down a little bit. We're going to make a little more room for our title. And then we're going to click on this control, and then we're going to move it. So if you hover over the border there, you get the 4 arrows, and we can move it over. And we're going to put it about here. Okay, and then we're going to resize it too. We're going to grab the corner there. We're going to make it a little wider. We're going to make it a little taller too. I'm just going to set it about to there. Okay. And then we're going to add some special effects to it. So we're going to bring back the property sheet, and we're going to add the, oops, I lost it. We're going to add the special effect of raised, which is going to make it look like it's standing up a little bit. I'm going to change the size to 20. I'm running out of time on this video. I'll finish this title here in the next walkthrough.